as a prospective serial kilter, he's wondering how much he should spend. I mean, he's used to, buying jeans, maybe like $30 to $50 for a pair of jeans or something like that. Can he expect a kilt to last the way jeans would? How much money is he going to need to outlay? I'm assuming he's a younger guy on a budget, to allow him to get into this.
Right.
And I think I think the eating peanuts thing is the answer to that for me. Is that you don't have to do this all at once.
Agreed. The budget aspect, I'm going to take a bunch of different directions. One, in the comparison, strictly the comparison to jeans, you're talking about a niche market versus a mass market. So something that can be made hundreds at a time that take less time, there's more automation in jeans versus kilts where they're made a lot less of them and there's more hand pleating and hand sewing. Even in the cheaper ones, it's more labor intensive. So there are, and the cost of the fabric is going to be a lot higher than the cost of a denim. So there's different comparisons there. So if yes, you can buy jeans for $30. You can also buy jeans for $130, $200. You can buy a kilt for $50, and you could buy a kilt for $500. So there's quality as material, quality as labor, as well as the niche factor, which is like the X factor in this. Mm-hmm. I would say the same kind of thing in the comparison to jeans. You're gonna get what you're gonna pay, or you get what you pay for. So as long as your expectations of quality and longevity match what your price point is, it's okay. I don't want you to have champagne taste in a beer budget. If you are buying Coors Light, you're getting Coors Light. If you're buying Shield Egg, you're getting Shield Egg.
Right.
So there are things to consider. Now, how do you do that on a budget? It depends on your level of commitment to this. Is it something that you are dead set on doing, or is it something you would like to do? You don't want to risk your next rent payment or your next mortgage payment to be able to get into it.
Right.
But at the same time, if it's something you're going to be serious about and going to want to wear, and you're going to want quality, then you're either going to want to save up for a little bit nicer stuff. Does that mean you can buy as much? No, but it means you're going to save up and you're going to probably like it a little bit more. Option B would be, what are you doing on the weekends? Can you flip baseball cards on the weekends? Can you go to a thrift store, buy something, and sell it on eBay? Can you sell plasma? Whatever. I'm going to an extreme to make a point. It depends on how serious you are about wanting a cool kit versus just this is my box, this is how much money I make, this is how much I can spend, and don't think outside of that versus I can only spend $50 a month, $30 a month, $20 a month on my kilt kit, but if I start flipping things on the weekend, or if I'm selling plasma, then I'll put that extra $20, $40 towards my kilt kit. And if you do that every other month or whatever, I'm thinking back to my college days being dirt poor,
You sold plasma?
No, but I ate a lot of ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Made in coffee pots.
Right.
So.
Yep. I hear you.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No, I was a waiter on the third shift at a diner in college. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so I think ramping up counts for something, though.
Yes.
I would say, to me, and that's why I distracted you from talking about the smaller accessories yet, because I think the core is a kilt, a belt, a sporran. And if you have that, and you've never kilted before, and you've also got the factor of wanting to get used to doing it or building up the confidence to do it, that's enough to start. But for getting into lifestyler, then yeah, you start multiply those, and you start peppering in some of the smaller accessories. And I think you can do it and kind of just ramp yourself up slowly, whatever is your comfort zone based on your finances, so you're not selling plasma. And you can do it, you just don't take it as it has to be like, I must have the whole thing. Okay, go. I follow people who dress in historical clothing on the daily, and they make the same point. It's like nobody goes out and all of a sudden is dressing like it's the 19th century 24/7 instantly. You know, nobody
Unless
has that.
you have a huge bankroll to be able to support it.
Yeah, nobody has that kind of bankroll or
Yeah.
that kind of time if they're making the clothes themselves. You just start peppering the things in as you go, and you ramp up comfortably. So you just have to decide what that comfort level is. So, to accessories, what would you recommend when it comes to like kilt hose and flashes and kilt pins?
I would say, I am personally minorly, I won't say biased, but if I'm gonna leave accessories off, let's start there.
Okay.
What can I omit?
That's something you could do without.
and
another way to save money.
Okay, save money that way. Exactly. Skin do and kilt pin are probably the two that I could go without because it's more jewelry decoration. It's not necessary to the outfit. You can't go without the kilt. You can't go without the sporran unless you're getting a utility kilt. So those are the things I would firstly go without. The kilt hose are a reasonably small investment, meaning
True.
$15,
True.
$20 kind of
Yep.
thing, $30,
Yep.
somewhere in there.
How many pairs of kilt hose to be a serial kilter? Do you have a fresh pair for every day of the week?
3 in a couple different colors, just so you have some options there.
Okay, so 3 pairs of kilt hose, assuming regular socks and work boots or something like that on days when you're not wearing the kilt hose, maybe.
Yep. Flashes, if you have one kilt, then you buy a set of flashes to match the kilt, whether it's a solid color or tartan, doesn't matter. If you have 2 kilts, then I'd say buy a pair of flashes that can go with both, or buy 2 set of flashes. Again, they're not an expensive accessory, so you can change the look of your outfit a little bit with the flashes. Belt, again, I'd start with black. Sporran,
Yeah.
I'd start with the day sporran. My second sporran, if I'm going to be dressy in my kilt, if I'm going to be getting dressed on a quasi-regular basis, then my second sporran would be a dress sporran.
Horsehair.
No.
No?
If I'm not getting dressed up all that often, then my second one would probably be either a hunting sporran, which are expensive, but I really, really like them, or a brown day sporran, just to mix up, be able to wear brown boots with a brown sporran,
Yeah.
or black boots or black shoes with a black sporran, dress shoes with a black sporran, you know, that kind of thing.
I'm imagining myself as back a few years ago when the only pair of shoes I had would be a pair of Docs, and I'm not about to go buy another pair of shoes. So if I were going to do it, I would prioritize the black day,
Yeah.
and I would get a semi-dress next. Because in this country, and for probably a younger person, not to be ageist or anything, but probably most people getting started are a bit younger, the level of formality and what people who are not into kilting recognize as formal is such that you could probably get away with a semi-dress for a lot of occasions. I mean, I even see rental outfit ads from Scotland where the sporrans are semi-dress sporrans. They're not full-on dress with the metal cantle. So I would probably prioritize that because a semi-dress would be good enough for a good percentage of the things you have to go to, like if you're a guest at something, or if it's a nice night out.
I agree with you. I understand.
I think it's more flexible.
I see where you're coming from. I agree. Semi-dress sporran is the level between day sporran and dress sporran. It's not a super long, historically accurate thing. It's only been around
Right.
for 30
Right.
or 40, 50 years, whatever it is.
Right.
Not hundreds of years. So I kind of have subscribed a little bit to the thought process of it's neither fish nor fowl. I would rather get a day sporran and cover the bottom half of the dressy spectrum, and then get a dress sporran and cover the top third or the top half of the dressy spectrum. That's my second one, so that way I have both ends covered and I don't have to worry as much about the middle part where it's like an argyle dressed up a little bit but not quite formal.
Okay, well, riddle me this, Kilt Crusader. If I'm in my 20s and I'm invited to my friend's wedding, and it's like a millennial wedding or Gen Z wedding, and they are not doing a formal wedding, do I want to dress sporran when I may not have to wear an argyle, or I don't have the money to shell out for an argyle or a Prince Charlie or anything, any jackets, you know? But they've said just dress nice. It's a outside wedding, which a lot of weddings are now. You just need a shirt and a tie. Do I want the full dress sporran, or do I want something just a bit nicer than my day sporran?
I'd just wear the day sporran.
I would
Ha!
I would gussy it up with the semi-dress.
Take that. No, I would wear...
Because that's what I'm saying is that basically the elephant in the room, if you get a dress sporran, is you also then have to have the appropriate jacket to go with it.
Correct.
So,
And
that's
I would-
a whole nother expense, which I think people who are just getting started are not going to want to deal with.
Yes, but I'd also, in my mind, the way I'm seeing it in my mind's eye, I'd say you also need a jacket to kind of pull off a semi-dress sporran. A day sporran with a tweed vest, shirt, either buttoned or unbuttoned, necktie or not, I think would still look very, very smart for smart day wear. And I'd rather throw the $150 towards a tweed vest for versatility's sake than a semi-dress sporran, which I will probably replace later in my late 20s when I wanted to start dressing up a little bit more.
Okay.
So that's why I'm strictly looking at it from a budget perspective on
So
how.
am I.
Understood, but we're coming at it from different angles of what you want to achieve as a final thing, and I'm just saying, no, I'd rather do this, but add here, and you're saying, no, I'd rather upgrade this part.